this one on 9Pandas.
Which is a hero we haven't seen Mira play a lot recently, but I mean he's platinum tier. This man knows how to play the Enigma, something that he had a lot of success on in the previous tours as well when this hero was very strong. So we shall see how it's going to be able to perform in this game in particular. Hopefully we get...
He's got to be careful here with his positioning. Doesn't want to go too deep. Maybe just trying to bait out some like blood grenades to maybe make the lanes even easier for TeamSpirit to be able to contest up into. But none being launched out just yet. Just a sticky bomb for now.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
A Collapse Magnus, Lal on his Storm Spirit has been really solid all tour, and of course he's going to be assisted by Mira as well. So good luck to anyone facing up against this combination. He really, the lane should go fine for the Storm Spirit, and with it going fine, it means that you're going to be able to make a lot of those early rotations. Mira's going to make the rotation just to make sure that Puck doesn't get too out of control, that she doesn't have the resources to be able to play around with in terms of the power runes, even the water runes, honestly, to be able to get that level 6 before the Storm Spirit, because that feels like the sort of way that 9Pandas are going to be able to come out on top here. Just getting that level 6, getting a solo kill onto the Storm Spirit off the back of the Dream Coil when he doesn't have the ball lightning after the fact.
Alright. Let's still start for solo. Is able to snipe Mira's chorus, entering Salve on it. We've still got, I mean, Stick and Tangos to work with, so plenty of resources, but just take the good start. Meanwhile, bottom lane, and Tara's gonna go for a quick TP out. Very good read. Would have been in a lot of trouble. I think it was a blood grenade used before he escaped, and there was another blast up as well, so very nice heads up play from him, just to quickly escape with the teleport.
Won't have too many more opportunities to do that, though. I mean, again, Maposhka, as soon as he gets level 2, Sinister Gaze, they're always going to be looking to hold that for those sorts of attempts. And I would imagine Yatoro, even just the 1 point in the Trigans is going to give him so much value in terms of closing the gap against both the Techies and the Enigma. Of course, he might just look to level up the Boundless Strike as well with the critical damage percentages that it provides. A good way to be able to instantly clear out a lot of those Eidolons. Side, though. A lot of action being put onto solo here. Again, not the strongest laner is the Rubick. It's decent with the Bloodseeker if you're able to have those blood rights, and he wants to make sure he gets that last hit overall. Not even being tempted by the courier is Collapse, and yeah, Mira will yoink that one.
Oh, no. Don't feed the beast. We know what Collapse can do on the Magnus. Even first blood in a good lane, he's going to prove to be an issue. A big one at that as his game goes on.
The first blood as well gets that really early ring of health, so it's the sort of game again where Mira is really enabled to make a lot of these stacks happen. And whenever Antares has played previously, there's always been someone that's been really capable of taking a lot of those, you know, ancient stacks that he builds up and getting him into that early-ish level 6. Not this time around. It's basically only the Puck or the Bloodseeker once he reaches the Maelstrom, and he's got Maelstrom. Level 6 should hopefully have been purchased or acquired a while ago.
Boschka. Strike back down bottom.
Wasn't out of mana.
Plenty of regen as well. Also the Tango, Cell Clarity, double mango. He just wanted to bring the glove back for Yatoro. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just a kind support, always considering his carry. Just doing his bidding, as every support should. Good man he is. Playing 9 Lich games in a row.
Felt very targeted, that message, what you, you just said. Every
No.
support should do it.
Nah, not to anyone in particular.
Oh, top side. Ramses. Be very careful here. Again, always does have that potential to go for the TP out if he is put in that situation again. Of course, Pugner doesn't have that additional stun, but he does have good movement speed. Maybe not if he gets jumped, though.
So let's run further away from the tower. Pretty good body blocks out of Collapse means Mira's going to be able to activate the Salve.
Look at this
perfect. And now Ramses, are they going to be able to strike back? Mira's got the blast of blood grenade back up. They might go for solo instead with an easy target. It's gonna be the Rubick. Shockwave comes out. Ramses, he wants to try and get some revenge, but now he's stepped a bit too
mental
far
damage.
forward too. There's no way. They're gonna get raped. They'll get the courier. Shockwave and Skewer. Collapse.
They're happy enough just to keep him out of the lane.
Whoa.
He's not farming while this is all happening. I think you're very happy with this, right? Collapse just able to pick up a lot of the farm. Does he have at least a salve given over? Okay, he bought the salve. Oh, don't get it cancelled. No shockwave. See ya.
I didn't see how much duration had left.
At least half. Pushes him away from the wave.
Die?
He doesn't farm. Almost, yeah. Maybe you get the kill onto Mira for this.
Well, that's huge. A lot of life steal's gonna come back. No, Solo sniped it! Oh no, that is a huge kill he needed.
He should be okay. He should be okay. There's a juicy wave here. He's gotten a bunch of denies. Man, what a play beforehand.
Dead?
Oh no, the bait lake. Never mind. Who got baited? Oh, Pucker's coming back.
Trouble. Oh my god, what am I watching top lane?
That's where all the action is.
Here to protect him.
Oh. What a buddy system.
The Monkey King's gratitude is worth more than gold.
Well, I want to see what the other lanes are doing real quick, because I know the action's going to continue back top.
No, I want to keep watching top.
No, yeah, we'll keep doing that. Ramses just dodges out this shot. I mean, we're going to have another fight. We got the Lotus Orb coming up pretty shortly. Let it pull. Couple of seconds.
I mean, with all this fighting going on, that's exactly what you want to be going for. Ramses might be forced to pick it up over on the left-hand side. He's got phase boots coming out to him as well. Really help with a lot of these trades, but not if he dies first. Oh, the courier as well.
Has been killed.
He just has not been CSing for the past, like, 2 minutes, it feels like. He's already dropped 800 net worth behind the Monkey King. And this is a Monkey King that's going to be enabled by Empower as well as the game ticks on. Look at that little bit of a flex from Collapse as well. Most of the time, you just see the pure cookie cutter these days on the Magnus 1-4-1 build, but he's putting more points into the Skewer because he realizes that this Bloodseeker really is one of the only early-ish responses that they've got to a lot of the aggression.
Let's see how that pays out when he gets Rupture, though. Bit of an issue, but that is exactly right. Might be wild for Ramses, so looks like the action will stop for the moment top lane. We got some Wisdom Runes, and Tyra's going to be able to get a stack and find 9Pandas. Meanwhile, Mira picks up their own as well.
Lane Mira might die. Will die.
Alright, big one. What a start for TSpirit. 4 kills, really. We brought it up, Kiyotaka. Man's got to perform. Top of the net worth out of his heroes on 9Pandas, level 7. What's going to be the instant rush into the Witchblade? That's double bound. Needs to be able to refill up the bottle. Either looking to try and get active or just wanting to continue to find his farm. What the call is going to be.
I mean, at some point, you just have to like back your own team to be able to get out of these lanes in a fairly decent spot. You know, he just needs to focus on his own farm for now, get into the Witchblade, because again, until you reach these ultimates on the supports of 9Pandas, they really don't do much damage. See Lyle even looking to get aggressive onto Kiyotaka, taking away that status to be able to make plays with. Can they get the lift and snap the coil?
Looks like he's holding it for the last second.
Oh, he didn't
find the break, and now I'll be able to get the haste. Lyle's working still with the arcane as well, so Solo giving away his life. Unfortunate, the attempt was there. Pandas weren't able to capitalize. Now Lyle's instantly moving bottom. They see Miero stepping pretty far out in this lane.
They'll take a stack as well on the way.
Okay.
Very happy to be able to take that one away from a puck. Get a nice neutral item for yourself as well. Very strict, of course.
Baby.
I mean, especially if you can make this play before the Enigma is level 6. Won't have that turnaround sort of play.
Or very interesting. Teleport rotation actually out of him.
Up he was already used, so he can always just go back through the twin gate.
And that he will. Out he goes. And meanwhile, we're still with those that missed attempt from Pandas. Still Kiyotaka top of the net worth Witchblade about to be completed. So it looks like with this item, we'll probably start to see him play a little bit more active across the map. It's going to be much needed though. The cores on both side lanes. It's not too bad in net worth, but they are behind their opposition, so they'd love to be able to get some kills to be able to catch back up.
There's a bunch of stacks that haven't been taken yet. Pugner about to hit level 6 as well. He's been soaking up a decent amount of solo XP in that mid lane. He would love for Collapse to be able to go back and start taking some of these stacks as well inside of the Radiant Ancient camp area, but he doesn't really need to leave the lane, so why would he? You know, he's just getting some free farm here, and they might actually be looking for... They were looking for a play onto Ramses, but they'll get it onto Solo instead.
Really? It's taking a while. Collapse is also going to run into the Bloodseeker as well, and now with the +2, Mira and Lyle, they're going to be able to connect as well. That is such an interesting movement from Spirit. It was a double smoke. We saw one on Yatoro and Miposhka through the rift, and then another from Mira and Lyle from the mid lane to top. I don't think I've ever seen a double smoke used on two different duos at 10 minutes in. Very crafty.
I think they just know that if they get a good time in this early game, they've got it when it comes to the late. I mean, Enigma always kind of throws a spanner in the works, right? But you still have a Monkey King into a really good Monkey King game with solid pickoffs for the Puck. Sorry, I'm just looking at this mid lane, and Mira's doing a good job of making sure that that siege creep gets removed as quickly as possible. But he's reached his level 6. He's got his Tranquils, and he's looking to go into, I assume, a Pavis. Might even be considering an Eighth Lens. I've seen a couple of Pugners do that in recent times, just for a little bit of that extra cast range to be able to stay as far away from the puck as possible. Maybe not getting disabled.
Mira might be forced to black hole. He's got the boys starting to TP in, but the Chain Frost stops it short. Yatoro's going to be able to jump over the tree line. Ramses, Yatoro actually wants to go back in. But he's strong enough to be able to fight with Miposhka nearby. Doesn't think solo's enough. We're able to hold them back, and he'd be right. Ramses continuing to play incredibly defensive.
I'm just expecting to see Mira and Lyle holding hands for the next little bit, right? You already got this 3k net worth lead. You're forcing Kiyotaka to be in an awkward position where he wants to continue scaling so that he can be that, you know, late-ish or at least mid-game damage core. Oh, they wanted the Dream Coil. They landed it, but Mira, he's just not in a position to be able to land the Black Hole. They just walk away.
And Lyle's going to go in. Gotta be cautious though, Miro. Looking for the Malefice. Out of range, and once again, coil to no avail on Kiyotaka. Really trying to force the issue. Feeling the pressure now for him to make the plays, but still yet to be rewarded. That's going to be called down now for this potential power rune fight.
Ramses is actually getting dived a little bit here by Yatoro as well on the bot side. That's a solo kill that Yatoro was able to get. Not even with power onto him. I mean, this is the thing, right? You just... Okay.
And now Collapse is even looking to get involved. Wants to try and catch Kiyotaka off guard, but the up is at the ready. Dukes out the phase shift. Gonna drop it just yet. I'm gonna get the kill, but like you said, I mean, what's going on now? Lol? Oh, he cancelled his TP. Where's the Pugna?
Please, take that Watcher away. It's watching everything that you're doing right now, Collapse.
It's Radiance. I don't know why it's red.
Oh,
it's so weird. Yeah, I know.
How can you tell? Oh,
I put their vision on. Oh my lord. I mean, I know it's a 3k lead, but the whole lot is 7.1? Jesus, AGB odds very much favoring Spirit.
Yeah, well, they knew that Lyle didn't actually have to TP back to base, right? Spirit was coming back, fills him up at the gas station. Just going to continue this push on forward. They just want to open up a lot of avenues to be able to go into like these ancient camp areas. They know that of everything that's happened. Sorry, Ramsey getting dived
again. This time they might be able to respond. Never mind.
Just a second too late.
Now mid lane though, another use of the coil. Let's see if this time it's going to pay off. What? They're going to turn it back around. Stuck is there. Miposhka gaze back, and now he's got plenty of health and mana to be able to go for the dive, and Tara's doing whatever he can to protect his mid laner, but Yatoro is everywhere. Top to mid he goes. The Monkey King getting involved in the early team fights. And
heal him up, Mira.
Whoa. Oh, it's the Zuck battle.
action going on.
Oh no.
It really feels like Mira has been desperate to be taking a few of these fights. It just hasn't been able to happen. You know, there's just been one step ahead on Spirit with a lot of these movements because of how these lanes have gone for them. You set yourself up for an early game, but you're not playing on the back foot anymore. You're the one making the actions and forcing a response out. And right now, the connection just hasn't been there.
What am I looking at? Mira using the ultimate on the cream solo, trying to drain his life. Not gonna work. Both mitigate, both cancel each other out, I should say. And in the end, now they've got all heroes around mid. Let's see if Spirit want the tier 1.
Just Harry and Voldemort going back and forth with that battle of good and evil. Who would you say is the evil? I guess Pugner. He's a little evil skeleton man with a pumpkin head.
Sure. It's good enough logic for me. We'll go with that. Another smoke as well for Team Spirit. Yatoro getting very active still. Nesso's getting worked on, wanting to try and hunt down Mira, who will get scouted out from a push pretty shortly. No.
I like the fact that Miposhka goes for that TP as well at the exact same time that Roche does, so even if they had any sort of vision underneath the Twin Gate, they actually wouldn't have seen him make that movement. That's a really cool little play. Might be able to get a solo kill or a dual kill actually onto Antares on this top lane. Just waiting for him to go for that blast off and won't be able to land it.
Stupendous!
Jesus, collapse is huge. And Mira's going down. We're going to fight down bottom. My lord. I don't know how you play the map on Pandas. Every single attempt they've gone for, it's been thwarted. We have not seen a coil kill. Every time they've tried to be the ones proactive, they just haven't gotten the benefit out of these kills. No gold, no experience. They're playing very far behind. They're going to make the attempt on the lull. This time's Rams are going to be here. Silence is able to fall for the Blood Right as well. Beautifully done. Now Mira as well. They should be able to get a chain kill. They know Yatoro's there. They've got no way the Maelstrom proc sees him in the trees. Is this how they get their third kill? This will be a big streak. Wow. How lucky.
Yeah, sometimes you need luck to go your way a little bit, really equalizing the net worth lead a little bit there, even forcing a TP through from Collapse, who's got a fresh Blink Dagger and Echo Saber to be able to play around with, so wanting to maybe bait out a few movements towards this tower, but doesn't seem like 9Pandas are taking the bait. That movement was the first aggressive thing that we've seen Ramses do this game. He's just been sitting back, trying to use a lot of this space to be able to farm, but it was really the kills and just that surprise aspect of being there with the Blood Right after the coil. I think Lyle made the right choice. You know, he instantly snapped the coil, not wanting to be in a position to get Black Hold. It's just that the teamwork was finally there from 9Pandas. Classic adage of farm to fight and then fight to farm.
Radiant's top tower.
I think they'll be able to accomplish that. Cost of solo, most likely.
Suppose we're going to deal with though on the cliff, but I mean really the big winner as well is Kiyotaki. Got some massive streaks, got the kill into Yatoro, got the kill into Lal, 900 gold, maybe a little bit more between those two, so top of the net worth by 1,000, high completed and into the Sungeon Kaya afterwards. So again we were saying he's going to be the catalyst for Pandas as Ramses might get killed once again, and Yatoro. What is it? It just half his health completely gone. One swipe of the Boundless Strike, he's doing so much damage with the Empower.
And this is one of those things where, like, this is the reasoning. Most of the time, you don't put necessarily a ton of value onto the mid-tier 1 tower anymore, but with this sort of thing, you just want to enable this Bloodseeker to get ganked in situations like that and not have quite as much of a response to it. Keep the lanes shoved in, make sure that the Bloodseeker's revealing on the map. They're even going to get a D-ward off on this mid lane as well. They can look to continue playing around this sort of area. They've got the Watcher control at this point in time. The main concern for mine, and why I like the fact that Kiyotaka's being a little greedier with his farm, top of the net worth despite the current game state, is, again, exactly what 9Pandas needed to be able to even keep within arm's reach of this game.
It doesn't really seem like it's just him as well. Like Antares hasn't been getting too involved recently. Yep, 50 last hits here for the Techies. I mean, that's a double any other support. So he's playing a little bit more for his own game. Feels the value out of some of these items. And although Lyle, once again, running into Miero, who's really having a rough game for the Enigma. Lowest net worth out of all the cores, only blink mechanism for him to be working with.
Certainly wasn't the last pick that you were hoping for, right? Again, I understand the logic behind picking the Enigma, but Monkey King still has tools to be able to deal with him, to be able to close the gap, to be able to use the Boundless Strike, like he has a number of times, to just annihilate an entire, you know, split wave of Eidolons.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Make it easy to be able to play around with. Just one more point on the puck that we were talking about before. Like, he's got the Chiron Sange now, and I feel like... Sorry, I'm just seeing on this top side the Monkey King playing around, but where's the team? They've got a Blink Dagger on Miero. Collapses there with a Blink Dagger of his own to be able to play around with.
Oh, nice silence. And now Miero in with the black hole. That's how you find a way back into the game for the Enigma. Just one ultimate, one team fight is all you need. A big combo from them, and net worth lead completely shrunk under 1,000.
God, that was good by Kiyotaka. Like, the split second, that was mid-cast on the reverse polarity there from the Magnus, and with that enables the Enigma to jump in, no cares in the world, lands the black hole onto 2, and more importantly, makes more space over for Ramses now. So he's got the BKB now to be able to make plays around. You would imagine that this is going to be a little bit more of the passive 9Pandas, at least for the next little bit. We've got 5 seconds left until 2 cores spawning, but no ultimates for the next little while. Also wondering, are they going to be able to take this just with these 3 heroes? I'm really not sure if Miero and Taris and Solo are going to be able to take a Tormentor on their own. Maybe just wanting to hang around and pray that it's going to happen with a medallion. I don't think so. this is optimistic. They'll get the Wisdom Rune and they'll get a stack off, but Taris, he's level 12. He's looking to build into... Is he going to pick it up as well? Yeah, nearly level 13. Ramsey's...
Miero's like, come on, brother. Really? I'm level 11. You're taking the rune away from me? I don't know. What?
Who's the true carry?
Yeah, well, let's see how much work he's able to put in as a game. I mean, he's about to have more net worth. Yep. I mean, the Ag Shot does very much inflate that, but it's a good Ag Shot. That'll definitely help as well. So, man, 9Pandas, in fact, they've got the net worth lead for the first time this game. So, even though it's an 18-8 kill count, I'm not be confused at all. We have a very even game 3. Both game 1 and game 2 were competitive for a decent chunk of the early game, but it really started to get out of control pretty fast. But looks like game 3 is going to be a bit different. They do just smoke under
right
a wall, though.
Yep, absolutely.
Instant counter smoke.
Yeah, they're hanging it out as well, just wanting to be on the front lines. Collapse especially.
Blind RP. Oh wow, that's an aggressive zip. Collapse.
Pick up.
What an RP. Is the fault going to be there? Yatoro off to the other side. They're going to scan him back on a Spirit's high ground. That is picture perfect. What a jump. And the follow was even better.
Great bait by Lyle there. I mean, the value of information, right? We always talk about it. And right, smoking 4 members underneath the smoke. That was the communication that we wanted to see. It was just set up to perfection, all off the back of the Observer Ward previously placed by Mposhka. The thing that I was really a little worried about, if you were a Spirit fan, is that you picked this Pugna and the Storm Spirit, and it feels like a lot of the aggressive moves have been made on the back of Yatoro instead of Lyle, you know, despite having the hero to be able to enable yourself. He just has been sitting back a little bit more, looking to farm a bit, and I feel like that's certainly not the case. You don't want to be doing that. You want to make sure that you've got that backline dive to be able to force out a few of those earlier spells, knowing that, you know, you're going to have that extra layer of counter initiation coming off the back of what we just saw, right? The RP, the Chain Frost, the Wukongs. There's plenty of damage going back the other way. And 9Pandas, it's almost entirely on Kiyotaka to do that backline dive, as he's actually going to need to go through the Twin Gate right now, but Mposh will scout it out.
This has to be quick, man. With that fight, we saw a lot of the ultimates were used. Scans only the mark, so they're well aware.
Let's see, Puck.
Well, Kiyotaka Bit of a coil, able to set up for the follow-up in the Blood Ride as well. Ramsey's looking for the wraparound. He's going to provide the vision. It's an awkward spot. They're all clumped up. It's off the mark. Not the black hole they needed to take the team fight. As what's the core now? Still Lars in a lot of danger. Solo stolen. Skewer fighting to chain control. Yatoro's ready to spring the trap, but it's not good enough. 9Pandas evade the attempt. They're still going to be able to find Ramsey. He's completely isolated, but it looks like Kiyotaka, he can do it by himself. The slippery part too much for them to handle. Yatoro though, still being a bit of an issue. BKB's going to protect him. Looks to leap on forward with a finishing blow. Assassinates Solo, and they're not done just yet, but the RP back at the ready for collapse. Blink has already been used, however, so Kiyotaka be able to evade this attempt. Buy back out of him, however, on collapse, but it looks like Vrosh will be there for the taking on TSpirit.
Such a heavy commitment. They ended up landing the black hole eventually from Lyle just zipping back into it, but it had already been cancelled by that point. Fidiero just not wanting to give his eye up or completely free. And I think he even just got body blocked by a couple of Radiant creeps that were following him around, unfortunately. But this is the timing the TSpirit are looking to play for. Off the back of that Aegis, the second life for Yatoro, and the gem picked up by Maposhka. Very lucky that ended up working out for them, considering the fact that they gave up that high ground to Kiyotaka to be able to make that initial jump in. Of course, they'll know that there's no black hole available for the next little bit, so it's really on Antares to put himself onto the front lines, just keep spamming out those sticky bombs as much as possible, but no glyph available to be able to protect this tower. Glyphing aggressively, making sure that's not going to happen.
Are they going high ground?
Has fallen.
You can clear out the rest of the tier 2s, I think. Maybe. I mean, no black hole still is certainly a factor.
Radiant's courier.
Hero's getting close to his BKB as well, so he would love if they look to play a little bit more passive for the next bit.
That's an Octarine on Kiyotaka. Oh my god.
Bottom tower is under attack.
How much this?
Same game.
Without a doubt. 4-1 and 5. Incredible showing from him so far, but it needs to continue.
That was
which is crazy. When Ramses is trying to do his best to catch up, he's got Yasha queued up pretty close to be able to finish the Sanjin Yasha, and then the Scepter afterwards as well. So still a lot more time that the Bloodseeker needs. Miero as well, very close to the BKB. So looks like their high ground not going to be forced or back on off. Tier 2 tower is going to get claimed. So a lot of aggressive vision though for TSpirit to play with. This Aegis in their hands for another 3 minutes. It's going to be a difficult night time for 9Pandas.
I mean, they're happy with 9Pandas though, with this being delayed out, right? You've now got in 60 gold, the BKB on Miero, 25 seconds left on the black hole cooldown. It's into the Aegis, but you've got to remember the collapse brought back previously, so he is going to be target number 1. If they can find some sort of way to find a wraparound to the backlines, instantly take that Magnus out of the equation with that BKB, no counter to that fact. They're able to make that sort of jump, so looking to play around their vision for now. Might just use the Eidolons as, you know, pseudo spiderlings just to get a little bit of information onto the map, and well, they see the Magnus. They're playing up on the high ground, so they know exactly where TSpirit are right now. It's just about finding the jump.
They're going to back on off. It looks like Pandas got nothing to do with this mid lane. You see Solo, pretty good read. Unfortunately, there's going to be D-Ward, but I believe he saw Radiant's Observer. He took a fight around the cliff though. Kiyotaka, a lot of damage on a Monkey King early. Trying to force the Aegis without committing too heavily.
Off though, it's still got minutes left on it.
Way. Collapse. Oh, they get the first on. Okay.
Not wanting to overcommit. They realize that that black hole's up and available. That's how.
Oh, they're going to go for the backline.
Around. They found the Rubick.
Finds an opportunity. Easy drag back. That's what they're wanting. Just the easy kills. Get the numbers advantage. Make it a difficult defense. Of course, he's got a buyback.
It's under attack.
So it will be a big investment. Long zip away.
Big zip.
He's got the arcane.
Look at the items being purchased up by not just Lyle, but Pugner as well. They're going Scythe of Vice on both of these heroes, realizing how much of a threat Kiyotaka has been.
Oh, look at that again! Dude! Are you serious? Collapse has done it again. Another RP onto multiple members, and you see instantly who gives a damn about the mid-tier 2 tower. Let's open up bottom. Yatoro clears the wave. They're already hunting for more. I mean, Ramsey's a solo BKB just for a measly lich, and the BKB's about to expire. Miero is going to try and play around with the black hole. Lava reacts. He's able to zip on out of danger, and now the black hole expanded. Miero brought down with ease. This could just be multiple objectives getting clean with ease. TSpirit, what are they doing to them? Incredible team fights from them. They are looking very strong.
The only thing stopping them from getting those tier 3 towers was the fact that the tier 2s were still up at that point in time. What a great setup for it as well. It was a 2-man boundless strike by Yatoro, making sure that there was no instant reaction to it. Gone into, of course, the level 10 boundless strike stun duration. And just setting up for that perfect initiation for Collapse. I mean, I feel like Ramses went for that kill onto the Lich and ended up getting it just to be able to steal away the gem, but ended up being Collapse, being able to come in and rescue it away, just give them more space to be able to make their own aggressive plays and enable this Bloodseeker to get to that next big item. It really can't be understated how valuable it is being able to bring him into the Aghanim Scepter, but it really gotta be careful with his positioning though. Collapse could get the jump on him again.
It's going to be Pandas that actually start first with the call to the blood right. Collapse is in some danger. Rupture's going to get laid down as well. Yatoro to the rescue. Defines some space with a medic off to the southern side as well. Collapse is still alive. Finally, they'll be able to get the kill, but now Lyle turns to Ramses as well. The BKB is going to get activated, but it will not matter as Lyle finds a chase down. And once again, this fight and this game is solely on Kiyotaka. The man needs to pop off, but he doesn't have an avenue to turn the fight back around. It still will be a 2-for-2 in the end. So not the worst for 9Pandas. You do lose a carry though. Still, what a start from Spirit.
Get the dieback out of the Magnus, and it really feels like that's what they need to be alive if they're going to make any sort of high ground siege or even any aggressive movements across the map. It means that Kiyotaka as well, with that first kill, was able to get the gem. So they've been using it to deward a little bit, open up the map a bit further for him to be able to pick up some of this farm. And sees that it's even deeper into the lane, the thing enabling them to set up for a lot of those previous pick-off attempts. So what I was saying before is that, I mean, it's good that Ramses is eventually going to get into this Aghanim Sept, but it really doesn't give that big of a buff until you actually have the Aghanim Shard to be able to play alongside it. And, I mean, what's the Ag Shard status like on everyone? Only Techies has it, so he's going to need to buy that as well off the back of it to truly start seeing the benefit of that shield that you get once you end up picking it up.
So I guess for a while we saw Spirit was controlling a lot of this mid portion of the map, which meant that it was very difficult for 9Pandas to deward. Off the back of that fight though, we saw finally Kiyotaka was able to get rid of those 2 wards, the one next to the tier 3 and the one kind of the remnants of the tier 1 mid. So speaking of Kiyotaka, yeah, it's going to be able to catch out Mira. Should be a pretty easy kill into the Pugna, slowing down the Hex timing. With that being said as well, also Lyle's got enough gold for the Hex, and in fact he's got to complete it. So Kiyotaka has a fine line to play. I mean, he's already starting to work into the Lincoln, so that is going to be a great way for him to protect himself against the itemization that Spirit are going for.
You'd have to imagine, though, that the main one that they're wanting to jump is still the Enigma at this stage. You know, just being able to kill that Enigma, being able to kill that hero that's going to prevent your BKBs being that safety net for you to be able to play around with is such a big deal. And just testing if he does or does not have the buyback. You can see Miero, he has enough to be able to start purchasing towards that refresher orb for himself right now, but I mean, buyback is at this point in the game such a valuable tool to be able to play around with. Half duration on that Roshan respawn, so that's really what TSpirit are looking to play around with. I don't think Lyle has actually revealed on the lane ever since buying up that Scythe of Ice. He's just been playing inside the jungle for now, so this smoke that I assume is about to come, although maybe just waiting for the Pugna to join together with them.
I'm pretty sure they saw him under the ward of the Goyle. Oh, zip in. Who do they see? It's going to be Ramses. There's the Hex. There's the Vortex and the chain control. It'll be... Oh, he even got the BKB off anyway. Solo? Perhaps it's on the hunt, but...
Radiant's top
Lightning
tower
Storm,
is
she's
under
able to get on the way, but he's just gonna respawn with Roche being up for about 10 seconds, so... I mean, Spirit, they've dropped the Remnant down inside the pit. They're gonna be well aware as soon as it's up.
This is the thing, right? You got the gem, you finally got the ability to leave outside the base, and it was one of the more obvious cliff wards that ends up being your undoing. Really deep dive in by Lyle, but he's got the regeneration to be able to play around with, and a Pugna. You're more than happy to expend a ton of your resources. Solo just choosing the ball lightning right now to be able to clear out some of these creep waves a little bit safer, not being under the threat of being skewered back by collapse.
Interesting.
Just use their gems once again on TSpirit to be able to remove even more of the 9Pandas visions. So no observer wards out on the map for them right now. They are playing blind. It's really just on Kiyotaka, playing around the high ground, playing around that link, jumping up onto the high ground to be able to make plays. And they're looking like they just want to set up around this next Roshan up on towards the top side. At least they'll get a little bit of information on this. They've got a proximity mine set up right outside the Dire Roche pit. So even if they go for a smoke into it, should end up popping. A reveal back in the lane, maybe causing them to make a bit of an aggressive play down towards the southern side, but as always, Roshan, such a big difference maker, and both teams have such great tools to be able to fight around it. Wukong's RP, Dream Coil, Black Hole.
Buybacks too. That's a big thing. It's a big fight.
They're next to the Dire outpost.
Huge ward. Ramses! Quick fingers on the telekinesis. That's a better Black Hole onto two! And it's two vital heroes for Yatoro. Able to stand strong, activate to PB, and then just turn and shred them! No one can stand strong against the Wukong. Yatoro reigns supreme in spirit. Looked like a rough start off the Black Hole. They almost even got the puck as well off the back of the TP up, but Yatoro will not even die. And once again, Roche will go their way.
It was a pretty early BKB coming out for the Bloodseeker, but I mean, he's been forced to use it so many times that it's already down to that 6 seconds. So great Black Hole, they get that turnaround, they look to get the kill onto Collapse. He's forced to use another buyback out of it, but again, well worth it when you're looking to go up onto this high ground, and there's the potential that 9Pandas don't have their buybacks, and well, spoiler alert, they don't. 3 of them respawning in 10 seconds, Bloodseeker still 30 away. So right now, Kiyotaka doing his absolute best to try and force their attention away anywhere else on the map. Wouldn't be the case though. Yeah, just falling up onto this high ground, level 25 as well for Yatoro, so he's got the additional Wukong's ring. We know how good a Monkey King is at being able to siege that high ground. Just being able to use the Aghanim Scepter as well. Keep standing right next to the tower, use that to assist with some of the high ground siege. Finally be forced to back a little bit, but the side ring.
The Lincolns, Hex going to be there, but the RP Collapse wanting to make sure they're guaranteed the kill.
Finally got
and
it.
they'll do just that. He's going to buy back, he'll use it instantly. Can they cancel the TP though? I mean, that's a huge buyback force out, but it's an even better coil though from Kiyotaka onto 3, but he sees no one. Zero vision for Pandas to work with, and they are super hesitant. Ramses wants nothing to do with that, and now with the buyback used from Kiyotaka, this is what a big win condition on the board now for Spirit.
Thinking of a way back from 9Pandas other than just the obvious of, you know, big Dream Coil into big 5-man Black Hole. I mean, Ramses is 200 gold away from the Aghanims, but again, he needs that Aghanim shard to be able to just consistently stand in a lot of these fights. It does enable you to man fight at least a little bit more effectively against the Monkey King, because you're going to have that lifesteal. You're going to be hitting frequently, even inside of the Wukong's ring with all of the additional armor. Still going to deal that 1.8% pure damage to it. But I'm just not worried that it's not going to be enough with how far ahead the Monkey King is right now. He's even going for a Hyperstone on Yatoro.
Kiyotaka! Oh my lord. I don't know how much it mattered, but with that zip, it cut down the tree. Maybe Yatoro could have leapt forward and got the balance off. Regardless,
Radiant are scanning.
we'll live to see another day. It's going to be under the ward, though. Do they go back? Man,
Careful.
dude, pucks are just slippery buggers, dude. They give me anxiety watching them play. Oh my god.
This is the best 6-3 puck game that I've ever seen, though, I gotta say. Like, Kiyotaka, he is the one keeping them in it right now.
Dude, how is he there? This guy is so crazy.
Up that good shot as well. Yatoro forcing some sort of response out. You can just see Collapse waiting for that little opening. RP just came off cooldown as well. They fortify just as the backdoor protection kicked in as well. Like, this is the nerves that come through. You want to be able to secure yourself more of a squad. I mean, I really don't think Yatoro cares about getting lifted slightly closer towards the 9Pandas base. Some decent mines set up in the area, and that's where he's going to pop a couple of them.
Alright, Refresher picked up from the area. He sold a couple of things for it.
He needs
It's a double black hole. We'll use it.
Got to go on the back line. Need to use Ramses as bait. He's under the smoke right now through the ninja gear, through the full team smoke.
Swings and pop. Yatoro starts using the boundless strike down, but the skill back as well. Formation has been broken. And they keep the Bloodseeker alive. He's falling low and low, and Ramsey's got no one there to protect him. Where are the boys? Miero hasn't found an angle for the black hole. Now low, he's going to force their hand. Zip in onto Antares, stuck outside the base, and a boundless strike cuts away the remaining health pool. A 3v5 could be a 4v5 with the buyback on the Techies. This is just the last set of barracks now. They're gonna go.
I mean, I just don't think they'll have the damage, man. They've got 50 seconds left on the edges, and he's been healed up.
He's in. Alright, man, but it's in a double black hole. He's gonna be able to have to fall up afterwards as well. There's his secondary one. He didn't get it. Collapse was quick on the fingers. RP to stop him short. And that should be all she wrote. Kiyotaka and Solo. They stole the RP on Solo, but it will not matter. Tips are even there. A worthwhile attempt. A valiant one at that. But G's are dropped in Spirit. They will go undefeated in the summer tour. They were already guaranteed a spot